The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
स्वागतम् बृहस्पति वासरः दिनाङ्कः सप्तदशः दिनाङ्कः सप्तदशो दिनाङ्कः रघुवंशकाव्यं 12 सर्गः प्रथमतः मङ्गलाचरणं रामो राजमणिः सदा विजयते रामं रमेशं भजे रामेणाभिहता निशाचरचमू रामाय तस्मै नमः रामान्नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम् रामे चित्तलयः सदा भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम नाम वरानन ओन्नम इति अथ श्री महेश्वर सूत्राणि अ इ उण् ऋ ए ओङ् ऐ औच् हयवरट् गण् ञम ङ ण नम जबङ् घडदश् जब गडदश् खफ छ ठ थ च ट थ व ख पै श ष सर हल् I think a couple of corrections from the last class. Okay. I think last class we derived this form yavat. Yavat we derived. I think there was an error in the document. Let me go back to there for a second. In the last step in this formulation of yavat, let's see. Here we derived the form yavat in the last class. Yat parimanam asya yavan. So yat takes the pratyaya vatup. It's just a correction from last class. I had an error on the board in the last class. This is 5239. Yattad etebhya etebhya parimane vatup. Derivation was fine. So this is yavan means that much. Whose extent is that much parimane. Then we did the whole derivation, and then after we applied 6391, which is the akara deshaha by asarvanamnaha. Then the last step only I had an error. I think I had 64101 by mistake over here. Of course, the last step is just akastami dirgha 61101 akastami dirgha ekadesha. So that is one error that I had on the board in the last class. Because after the class I checked the board one more time just to make sure. So this last step, which is Yavash, should give 61101. Okay. Now the other thing is that we had in the last class this word Ashamsam. Ashamsam, that was in verse number Vijaya Ashamsam. Let's see. Here it is. We had in number 44. Vijaya Shamsam, and that we derived from this dhatu, which is Angashasu Ichayam. And Angashasi Ichayam. There are these two dhatus. One is Angashasi Ichayam, which we derived the form Ashamsa last time. Ashamsa, so that was back here in verse number 44. Verse number 44. And I think I may have made a wrong statement in the class. I didn't go and check in recording. So this Angashasi Chayam is in the Bhvadiganaha. So Angaha Shasi iti Pathat Ayam Ang Puro Eva Prayoktavyaha. So is this Dhatu Shasi. Of course the Ikara brings it the Iditonum Dhatu, gets the Num Agamaha. And this is used in the Upasarga Ang. In the ang halantyam ngakarasya sanyatasya lopaha ashamsa ti ichayam prayujyate. It means that in the prospect or the hope or the wish, so ashamsa. And we fitted the form ashamsa last time by using this 33103, which is in this triyamtin adhikaraha gurosh chahala. Now there is also another dhatu which is also, I think, probably more well known than this Angashasi. That is Angashasu Ichaya. And I think by mistake I may have said, like, when we give blessing we say Ashasmahe, Vayam Ashasmahe, means we wish, we bless something, that something should happen. So that is Angashasu Ichaya. That Shasti, that is in the Adadiganaha. Adadigana. So the Bvadiganaha we have this Angashasi Ichayam, and we have Angashasu Ichayam in the Adadigana. I may have confused these two in the last class. I just want to make it clear that these are the two dhatus that we have. One is Adadiganaha, one is the Bvadiganaha. So okay, so these two, just be careful that I think I mentioned the form Shasmahe. That is from this dhatu. This is the Angashasu Ichayam. While in the Raghuvamsha Kavyam we had this Angashasi Ichayam, like Ashamsa. Okay. Now one thing I want to been thinking to putting it for a long time is the derivation of the word Raghuvamsham itself. Raghuvamsham. Now sometimes you might think this is like, when people say, Yajñam, Homam, which is incorrect, because if you say Yajñaha, Homaha, we should say normally. It's a Pullinga Shabda. Pullinga Shabda. So then does it mean that Raghuvamsham is also like that, Apabhramshaha? So is it also incorrect pronunciation? Is it also incorrect usage, just like Yajñam and Homam? Actually it is not. Because Raghuvamsham is derived as follows, Raghuvamsham. So first of all, the word Vamshaha has number of meanings. I think one of is lineage. Let's see what uptake is for Vamshaha. In fact, Professor Deodar's book, he has nicely given us the beginning of the commentary. He has given this derivation nicely, so I should mention. I've been thinking of putting it on the document for a long time, but here it is. So Vamshaha. Vamshaha is a Pullinga Shabdaha, Vamshaha. So it also means a bamboo. It means a shaft, a flute also, a collection, a crossbeam, a joint, particular measure, a son, which says number 2 is a race, family, dynasty, lineage. So Raghunam Vamshaha, Raghuvamshaha. So this Raghu is Lakshanikam, used in the sense of the descendants of Raghu. So Raghunam Vamshaha. So Raghuvamshaha. That's the Shashti Samasaha. And then Tam Raghuvamsham Adhikritya Kritam Kavyam Raghuvamsham. Now, how do we get this with no change? Is the Sutram 4387, which I wanted to point out in the class, is Raghuvamsha plus this Pratyaya An, as we have seen many times in this class, is that this Adhikar of Tadhitaha. So basically, the Raghuvamsham is a Tadhita derived from Raghuvamsha. So let's do that. So Tadhitaha starts from 4176, Tadhitaha, and within that this Pragdivyatvan starts from 4183 up to the word Divyat, which comes in 442. The D for Pratyaya is An, Pragdivyato An, up to this word Divyat. Now in that Adhikaraha comes the Sutram of Adhikritya Krite Granthe. So in the sense of a composition, literary composition, whose topic is that Adhikritya Krite Granthe. So this is a literary composition whose topic is Raghuvamshaha, Adhikritya Krite. So Adhikritya means making that the topic. So making that the topic. So this Tadhita is formed to refer to a Grantha. Grantha actually means to bind together, composition, to compose, So Granthe, Adhikritya Krite Granthe. So this is a Grantha which is about whose topic is the Raghuvamshaha. So we get Raghuvamsha plus which is Adhikritya Krite. So this is the topic. Having made this the topic, this composition has been made. So Pratyaya An comes, Adhikritya Krite Granthe, which is fine. Then we get, as usual, the Samudaya gets the Pradipadika Sanya by Krut Tadhita Samasascha. Ven, are you there, Ven? I think Ven is joined us. Oh, very good. And then we get,
Yes, sir.
oh, welcome, Swagatam. I'm talking about Raghuvamsham, what Raghuvamsham.
Yeah.
I mean, normally you might think Raghuvamsham is like, Yajñam, Homam, it's incorrect word. It's not like that. Actually, it's not like that. It is a Tadhita from Raghuvamsham. So many can be like that also.
So all Granthams are like that, because I just
So it's
read
not Grantham. Not Grantham, Granthaha.
Grantha, yeah.
So
Malavika, I just read Malavika Agnimitram.
Yeah, so all of these can happen like that.
Yeah.
So making that as the topic when you make a composition, So what happens is that we get this Tadhita form, Raghuvamsha plus an, but then how does this an drop away? Because normally an will do the Adivriddhi, become Raghuvamsha, right? So it did not happen here because there's a Vartikam on that. It says loop. So there's a loop. This pratyaya takes loop optionally. Akshayika arthasya pratyayasya bahulam. So this optionally, bahulam means variously. This pratyaya can take loop. Akshayika arthasya, like stories, like these narratives. So bahulam in many ways. And then when you get the look of the an pratyaya, even though pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam, but nalumata angasya. When you do a look, shlu, look, then we cannot do any anga karyam based on the pratyaya which took the look, shlu, look. So that is why this an cannot do any vriddhi, anything of the, make it Raghuvamsham, cannot do that. So now we end up with the same form, Raghuvamsha, from which we started, but now referring to a literary composition which has that as the topic. So that is how, and then that is now actually an adjective qualifying kavyam. So ultimately, how does it become Napumsakalinga? That's the question. So it is now an adjective qualifying kavyam. So it becomes Raghuvamsham kavyam. Is now because so it's a kavyam which has its topic as the Vamsha, the descendants of Raghu. That is how it becomes. So that is the way this Raghuvamsham is derived. I was thinking for a long time to put in the document. In fact, this Vasu says that the affixes, so this Vartikam, lub akshayika arthasya pratyasya bahulam. The affix is elided diversely when the book is a story. So Vasavadattam adhikritya krita akshayika Vasavadatta became. So it will become like that. So sometimes it may not take place also. So it may take place, it may not take place. So that is what it says. Anyway, so that is the way this Raghuvamsham name is formed. But any other, like a narrative story, can be taken like that. So you'll end up with the same form as the subject of the story, but now referring to the composition. And then if you make an adjective of kavyam, then it will become Raghuvamsham. So Raghuvamsham is not incorrect pronunciation. Unlike Grantham, unlike Homam, unlike Yajñam, this is Raghuvamsham is actually a valid form, and then this is how it's derived. So one more time, adhikritya krite granthe, so tadhitaha, and then pragdivyato an. I didn't put the number, I'm sorry, I should put the number here. Because this only gives the meaning. I have to put so 4183, pragdivyato an. That puts the an pratyaya. And then that an takes loop optionally variously, and then how we don't get any angakaryam because nalumata angasya. Okay, so let's start with now verse 47. Let us see what we have. Saptachatvarimshah shlokaha. Okay. Tam sharaihi pratijagraha khara trisharasau chasaha kramashaste punastasya chapa samam ivodyayuhu tam sharaihi pratijagraha khara trisharasau chasaha kramashaste punastasya chapa samam ivodyayuhu tam sharaihi pratijagraha khara trishirasau chasaha kramashasте punastasya chapa samam ivodyayuhu. Prabhupada for us, Wayne, go for it. Should be kind of straightforward.
Yes, sir. Okay, here it says tam sharaihi pratijagraha khara trishirasau
is samastam padam cha saha. One more thing here is that even when we say pratijagraha is like a single, it is not this prutak padam, because of the fact that tingantam na samasyate. Or the entire samasa prakranam, we always have sup and supa. Of course, in upapada samasaha we have a krudantam, which doesn't have become supya, but still it is never a tingantam padam. So as a general rule, the tingantam So sup with sup. So sup with sup. Supa. So this prati is pradaya. And then what happens is that it gets the upasarga sanya by upasarga kriya yoge, and then te prag dhatu. They are used before a dhatu, but that is not a compound. So this one is upasarga kriya yoge gatishcha, then te prag dhatu. They use before a dhatu, but samastam padam nasti. So technically speaking, it should be prati jagraha. But on the other hand, if you make a participle form, a pratigrihitaha, a pratigrihya, then those are compounds. Why those compounds? Because of the fact that because now you have a pradipadikam, so you can have sup. You don't have a tingantam anymore. So like ugati paradayaha, they become gati samasaha. Ugati paradayaha. So here technically it should be prati jagraha. So when you do in the Veda part, when you do the pada part and the Vedas, they say prati jagraha. So prati will be separate, jagraha will be separate. But here we say it together because tre prag dhatoh, but technically this is it's a prithak padam from that one. Okay, go ahead. Next one.
Kramashaha te punaha tasya chapat.
Very good. Chapat.
Samam.
Very good. Samam.
Iva.
Udyayuhu. Same thing here. Ud is the upasarga. It is te prag dhatu, so it's udyayuhu. Now punas, this is punar, prajapatikum is punar. So rephantam avyayam, ending in the repha. So it becomes, for example, it is not a sakarantam avyayam. That's the important point. So if you have like punaha agacchati, become punaragacchati. Not puna agacchati, punaragacchati. So this is a rephantam avyayam, not a sakarantam. It will not make a difference in this form, regardless, whether you have a rephantam or sakarantam prajapadikam, you are going to get the same form when you have this letter, kar letter falling, because you're going to get the same. Even if you have a sakarantam, you would have had sasajushoruhu, and then karavasanayor visajaniya saha. So anyway, it's a rephantam prajapadikam. Okay, let's try to follow the commentary. So saha ramaha. Okay, you have three here. You want to put the noun behind the pronouns here. So we have stam. What is stam?
Avinatha says dushanam.
Dushanam. Purvoktam. So in the Purvasmin okay. Likitam dushanam na chakshame. So he didn't tolerate the dushanam. So tam dushanam. Always first thing you want to do is put the pronouns, put the nouns behind the pronouns, or put the, nouns behind the adjectives. So tam dushanam. And how about saha? Who is saha?
Ramaha.
Saha Ramaha. And te?
Te must be all those three. Dushanaha, Kara, Trishira.
No, atra drishyatam, te sharaha. Te sharaha. That's why it's very important to keep these things in mind, what they are. Te sharaha. And then, one more is there, tasya.
Oh, te sharaha, okay, yeah.
Te sharaha, and tasya, kasya, tasya.
Tasya must be Ramasya.
Ramasya. So all these pronouns, you put the nouns behind. Yeah, Ramasya. Okay. Now what is tingantam padam here? There are two of them. Dve tingante padestaha.
Prati jagraha.
Prati jagraha and
then udyayuhu.
Prati jagraha udyayuhu. Now who is the subject of prati jagraha? Who is the subject of that? Look
Rama.
It's because it's a third person singular ending.
Saha Rama.
It's last two words. So saha Rama prati jagraha. Who is the subject of yayuhu? It has to be plural subject.
Yayuhu.
Te is prathama.
Oh, that's Sharaha.
Sharaha udyayuhu. So there are two separate sentences. So there is one is Ramaha prati jagraha. So if you can put the tingantam padam, that's why always you have said that the Paniniya padhyatihi, is very useful in because Tinganta Padam is the heart of every sentence. Ekating Vakyam. Tingantam Vina Vakyam na Sambhavati. So sometimes it is understood, but Tinganta Padam is the heart of the sentence, and without Panini Vyakaranam it's difficult to get a handle of them. So that shows the indispensable. So Rama Pratijagraha. Now Pratijagraha commentary is that Pratijahar ityarthaha. Pratijagraha grah dhatu grah, sorry, dhatu is grah. Grah means to take, to accept. So pratigraha normally means like accepting in charity, taking up. So he took them up. Means basically he dealt with them. In short, he actually blew them away. Pratijahar. Ru is to take away. Pratiru is to, pratiharaha means he threw them away. So pratijagraha, pratijahar ityarthaha. So he converted that prati plus grah dhatu to prati plus ru dhatu. So these are both very simple forms. It is in this either case. One more thing is that in the commentary, as I mentioned too many times, normally when there is a vyakhyanam, they will maintain the same lakaraha. Well, if he change the dhatu, he is going to maintain the same lakaraha and the same vivaksha as purusha vachanam. If he uses the same dhatu, he is going to give a different lakara probably. You understand? So here what happened, pratigrah we had, instead the commentator chose the different, he gave a meaning of pratir, but he maintained the same lakara and the purusha vachanam. Like pratijahar is also third person singular lit, atparasya padam. This case also same thing. Now if he had kept the dhatu grah with prati, he may have given a different lakara to explain the lakara meaning. So there are two kinds of ways to explain this. One gives the lakara meaning by giving a different lakara, and then other one is to give the dhatu meaning by keeping the same lakara, giving a different dhatu. So here he has chosen to one. This one is like that. Let's go to our document quickly, and then same thing, udyayuhu. So te sharaha udyayuhu. So udyamaha. Udyayu, ud is can go up. Udyayu, ya is proper is to go. They kind of went out. Udyayuhu means they went out. Udyayuhu. They exited. Went up, went out. Udyam. Udyam is also means to raise. Udyamaha. Also to exert. Udyamaha is to effort. Udyata ayudham. I'm sorry. This ud. No. I'm sorry. That is udyam. This is ud plus ya. Excuse me. This is ya prapane. Udya, not udyam. Udyam is dhatu yam, but yam yachati. This is ud plus ya yati. So no, that is the different. I'm sorry. So udya. Ya is only to go. Udya is to kind of go up, to go out. That's the meaning. Okay, let us derive these two forms quickly. There's nothing really that much different. So graha upadane, one is to accept, to take up something. So graha plus lit. This you've seen many times before. Parokshe lit. Then tipta ji, the tipratyakam vivaksha pratham purusha ekavachanam. Then we get nal atus prasya padanam nal atus us thal atus ar nal vamaha. Mentioned many times that this 3478 only sets the default ting pratyaha, but then we have to do the lakar sambandhi karyam. In this case, a null adesha comes, and the pratyaya lit has a sanya of ardhadhatukam. So any tipadayaha, even though we have ting sarvadhatukam, if that ting pratyaya has come in place of a lit pratyaya, then the same tiptaji gets sanya of ardhadhatukam. Why is that important? Because kartari shap only comes sarvadhatuke. Kartari shap always comes sarvadhatuke. Maybe in the next Saturday class, or maybe the one after that, we will be starting the lit prakriya in detail. So we will go to that one. So kartari shap is only sarvadhatuke. Sutram litcha, this tivadayaha, lidadesha. So if they came in place of lit, they get sanya of ardhadhatukam. So we cannot use kartari shap. So the same tiptaji normally thinks is sarvadhatukam, but litcha sutram gives them the ardhadhatuka sanya. And then we do the anubandha lopaha, chutu halantyam, then liti dhatoranabhyasasya. So when lit pratyaya follows, this dhatu takes abhyasaha, grah, then haladisheshaha, so reprasyakarasya lopaha, and then kuhoshchuhu in the abhyasaha, the ka varga becomes cha varga, and then jagraha by atopadhaya. This pratyaya has nakara as a nit, so atopadhaya is jagraha. Yayuhu. So same thing he gave, Malinatha gives riharane, to take away, to carry away. I think pratiharaha is to kind of to remove. He removed them basically. He got rid of them. Got rid of them basically. So ru plus lit, same steps, all the same steps. But here, this is one sutram with dirvachane chi. In the Saturday class, we saw in great detail sutram which is achaf prasin pura vidhau dirvachane chi. Dirvachane chi means simply meaning is that when dvitvam is pending, we don't do an ajyadesha has to wait. So basically here the achonyati, which wants to do the vriddhyadesha, that has to wait until dvitvam is done. Dvitvam is done. Look at the vritti, very nice vritti of that sutram by Bhattu. Just look at 1 second for that vritti. Dirvachane chi, dirvachane chi, dirvachane chi. So it's 1159, dirvachane chi. This is the Paribhasha sutram. It says that dvitva nimittake achi. So when there is a ajadi pratyaya is following, dvitva nimittakaha, nimittam for dvitvam. So here we have the pratyaya nal anubandha lope a. That is the pratyaya which is following, which is the cause of the dvitvam. Because of liti dhaturan abhyasasya, liti dhaturan abhyasasya. So lit pratyaya has to follow. So this is ajadi pratyaya. It is the dvitva nimittakaha. Dvitva nimittayachi, acha adesho na. Don't do an acha adesha. Right now the rikara would have taken vriddhi by achonyati. So na kartavyaha, dvitve kartavye, when duplication has to be done. So that is the one thing. So we have to wait and then do the dvittam first. So what happens here is that the again kuhoshchu becomes jakara adesha, then urat. In the abhyasa, ruvarna takes the akara adesha, uran raparaha. So ru becomes ar basically. So urat uran raparaha, then kuhoshchu, and then haladi sheshaha ja ru a. Now achonyati vriddhi. Again uran raparaha over here. So ja jahara, abhyase charcha jahara, abhyase charcha jahara. And udyayaho, this ya prapane. Prapane is to reach, basically to go. Tato yati parangatim comes in Gita many places. Lit lakara, same steps again. Nal pratyaya, not nal pratyaya, pratyaya us, because it's bahuvachanam. The good thing about lit is that because of paroksha, lit prayana pratham purushaha. Prayana pratham purusha. Mostly only have pratham purusha. So we get the pratyaya us. So nal atus us. So ji sthane us. So I've taken a shortcut here. Pratyaya ji comes first, then comes us. Just like back here we have pratyaya tip, then comes nal. So first the pratyaya ji has to come. That this is always a default. 3, 4, 78 tip, taji, etc. That cannot be bypassed. It will get further modifications by these rules, but the tip taji, that one of those 18 has to come first. That's why it's called tingantam padam. So you get the usadeshaha, same thing here. Litcha sutram gets sanya of ardhathatukam, this us, and therefore no kartari shap. Now nivibhaktau to smaha, so sakara does not get the sanya by halantyam because this is a vibhakti pratyaya, both the sup and the thing get a sanya vibhakti. So navibhaktau to smaha, the sakara doesn't get its sanya. Now dviti dhaturan abhyasasya abhyasakaryam rasvaha ya, and then finally what happens is that this is a kit pratyaya because asanyoga lit kita. Asanyoga lit kita. My hope is that by repeating the sutras many times, I hope they will sink in you. So like they sunk in me when my teacher said them 1,000 times. So asanyoga lit kita. I must have heard it literally 1,000 times. Asanyoga lit kita. The moment you have apit lit kit syat. So we have been using this sutram savadhatakam apit. The next sutram is asanyoga lit kita. Apit lit kit syat. If there is no sanyoga preceding that, apit lit kit syat. So this us came in place of ji. It's not a bit pratyaya. So then what happens is ato lopa iticha is when you have an adanta mangam followed by ajadi pratyaya, which is sanya of ardhadhatukam. Angam takes lopaha if the pratyaya is either kit or nit, or if the pratyaya is a idagama there. So in this case the pratyaya became kit. It has sanya of ardhadhatukam because of litcha. And adantamangam ya, so alontyasya. Alontyasya, the ending akara drops. So ato lopa iticha, very important sutram. Ato lopa iticha becomes yayuhu, rutta visargo yayuhu, udyayuhu. Okay, let's follow the commentary. Let's see what else is there in this. So we got the basic structure now. Is Ramaha tam dushanam sharaihi pratijagraha pratijahar ityarthaha. Means that he got rid of dushanam by his arrows with the help. So this is karana bhutaihi. By these are the instruments. Using his arrows, he got rid of dushanam, and also khara tishira saucha. Rakshasa Visheshau. So he also got rid of the other two more Rakshasa, which is Kara and Trishara. Trishara is a Bahuri compound. Of course, this whole thing is a Dvandva compound. Karashcha Trishirashcha Trishiraha. Trishiras Pratipadikam. Decline like Chandramas become Trishiraha. So Karashcha Trishirashcha Kara Trishirasau. So Trishiras is a straightforward Bahubali compound, which is Trini Shiramsi Yasyasa Trishiraha. So Trini Shiramsi, supposedly he is three-headed. Trini Shiramsi Yasyasa Bahubali compound. Okay, so that's first line is now done. Let's see, and then the second line says that Te Sharaha Chapat. So from Tasya Chapat, Ramasya Chapat. So from Sri Rama's bow, those arrows, again, punaha, kramashaha, say kramashaha means one by one. So means in order. But again, chapat samam iva udyayuho. They as if came out of his bow at the same time. Even though he got rid of these people, one at a time, these arrows seem to come out of his bow simultaneously. Samam iva udyayuhu. Samam iva. This is samam yathasya tatha. So they came out. This is a kriya visheshanam for udyayuhu, as if they came out simultaneously. So tasya chapat samam iva udyayuhu. Let's follow the commentary. So as we say, saha ramaha tam dushanam Kharatishirasau cha means he nicely is building up the subject object verb. See how nicely he has done that? The subject is here Saharamaha, then tam dushanam is one object, then Kharatishirasau is second object, cha, and then this is the instrument. He pushed it before the verb. Sharaihi pratijagraha. He makes a comment on the verb pratijahara ityartaha. Kramasha yatha kramam. Kramasha means krama is step, so step by step. Yatha kramam is an avyabhava samasa. Kramam anatikramya. Kramam anatikramya. Yatha shakti, yatha mati, yatha buddhi. So yatha kramam. As per the order. In order. Kramam anatikramya. So we'll be doing this in our Wednesday class maybe in a few weeks. Sutram for Avyabhava Samasaha is 216 is the main sutram. Avyayam Vivakti Samipa. This is a nice long sutram. Avyayam Vivakti Samipa Samruddhi Vidyartha Bhava Chaya Samprati Shabda Pradar Bhav Paschad Yatha. In this variety of meanings, an avyam can be compounded with another term and the related term. One of them is yatha. So yatha is not the avyam yatha. Yatha is in these yatha has four shades to it. And one of them is, so this, again, this is not in the shloka, it's Mulyatha's comments, I didn't put in the document. 216 is the sutram. We'll have this in the Wednesday class, I think, next month. So here, yatha has four shades to it. Yatha means yatharthe yadavyayam vartate. So in the meaning, so and avyayam in the meaning of yatha. So what is yatha? Yatha has yogyata, vipsa means appropriate. Vipsa means repetition. This is the one. Padartha anati vrittihi. Padartha anati vrittihi. So padartha anati vrittihi. So not transgressing that. So yatha kramam means kramam anatikramya. padartha anativrittihi, padartha anativrittihi, padartha anativrittihi, padartha anativrittihi, and sadrisham. So he says, for example, he says, yatha shakti, shaktim anatikramya yatha shakti. So this is by 216, Vibhava Samasaha. That's in the commentary. So kramashaha means he's put yatha kramam. So step by step means as per the correct order. Then he says that prayukta api iti sheshaha. So yatha kramam prayukta api te sharaha. So even though these arrows, so he has supplied, shesha means he is supplied, by the way, supplied. This is to be supplied. So you complete the meaning of the sentence by supplying what? Prayukta api. Of course, prayukta api iti. So prayukta api iti is a quotation. So prayuktaha api, prayukta api iti sheshaha. So when you see this word shesha in the commentary, or shesham or sheshaha, or we say adhyarutam, that is to be supplied, is understood. You have to supply that. It's very important to know what sheshaha means in the commentary. And that is, shesham is remainder. This is the remainder, that is to be supplied. So, te sharaha yatha kramam prayuktaha api. Even though they were employed, they were deployed in order, means one by one. Tasya ramasya te sharaha punaha, again, chapat samam means yugapat. Comes in Gita. Always keep the Gita playing as a playback in your mind at all times, And comes in Gita, comes yugapat, very famous shloka of Gita. That's the shloka, I think, when the first atom bomb was, apparently that's what they say, when the first atom bomb was exploded, an experiment. The person thought of this shloka, Devi Surya Sahasrasya, Bhaved Yugapadutthita, chapter 11, Devi Surya Sahasrasya, Bhaved Yugapadutthita, Yugapad Utthita, Yadi Bhas Sadrishi Sasyad, Bhasastasya Mahatmaraha. So Devi Surya Sahasrasya, Bhaved Yugapadutthita, Yadi Bhas, here it is, Devi Surya Sahasrasya. So if 1,000 of suns, so in the heavens, in the skies, if 1,000 suns were to arise simultaneously, Yugapad Utthita, if this were to happen, Yadi Bhas, so Bhas Sadrishi Sasya, then that luster would compare with the luster of this great being. So Devi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapad Utthita means simultaneous rising. So this is very, very famous shloka of Gita, 11:20 to 11:12. So comes here is samam is yugapat. Samam can mean same, but it means simultaneously. So simultaneous. Iva udyayuho. Then he gives a summary, saramshaha, or commentary on that. Ati lagu hastaha iti bhavaha. So the intended word, the intended meaning to be conveyed is that, the purport is that ati lagu hastaha. So lagu. So lagu means very quick hands. So he was quick. So lagu hastaha. So it says, so lagu hastau yasya saha. It's a bahuri compound. One whose hands are quick. One whose hands are quick. So it's very quick-handed. Ati lagu hastaha is you make then a pradi samasa. Kugati pradeha. So ati atyantam. Ati equals atyantam lagu hastaha. So one whose hands are very quick. Iti bhavaha. So what is the intended meaning here is that he was very quick-handed. He was very quick with his hand. That is what the poet wants to convey to this shloka. So one more time is that Rama, he blew away Dushanam as well as Khara and Trishiraha with his arrows, and those arrows were employed one by one, but again it looked like they came out of his Chapat, Dhanushaha, they came out of his bow simultaneously. Samam iva udyayuho. Okay, let me see. Let me give Nagaraji a chance. Nagaraji, are you there, sir?
No, sir, yes.
I'm sorry, last two classes, since Wayne doesn't come all the time, but now he's coming all the time. So
That's fine. For last 8 years he's there, so you should.
Yeah, right. So we have only a few weeks left of this class. So okay. Yes, last 8 years he has been there. But off and on though. We don't know when he comes, when he goes. That's why it's called Wayne. Tasmad Vinityuchate. Okay, now let us see. He, what do you have for he?
Saha Rama.
Saha Rama. Assailed.
Pratijagraha.
Pratijagraha. So really Pratijagraha normally should mean to take up, he took him up. Means basically he removed him. He dealt with him. Okay, him. Tam. As well as
Cha.
The demon is understood. Kara and
Tishirasaha.
Tishirasau. Ditya Dvivachanam. With his arrows.
Chapat. Tasya Chapat.
No, Sharaihi.
Oh, Sharai.
Because with his arrows. Chapa is a
bow.
Oh, yes. So with his arrows Sharaihi. Which I think those. Though is I think look at the commentary. I think prayukta api even though so kramashah prayuktaha api, we supply that kramashah prayuktaha api. So though discharge is prayuktaha discharged. From his bow is
Chapat.
This is chapat. In succession.
Kramashaha.
Step by step. Yatha kramam. Appeared to be. That is the. I think probably Iva. As though. Flung as a. He said flung as it were again. Flung is. Udyayuhu is they went at you technically at one and the same moment.
Samam. Now,
where is the punaha in this now?
Punaha is there again. Punaha is in the not in the translation.
Something in the translation because he has put appeared and as it were. So maybe punaha, he was that punaha is idiomatic punaha, te punaha. Then again, so they were employed in order, but then again they appeared to be like that. So maybe one of these is idiomatic punaha he has used. There's no commentary. Let me see if I can just check one of them. That punaha has been given an idiomatic meaning by one of the commentators. Punaha chapat, no meaning. Let me just check also Professor Devdhars if he has any more insight than what we just did. Pratijagraha, Pratijahara, he says, repelled, to repel. Pratijahara is he repelled him, beat him back with his arrows. Translation should be him he repelled with his arrows. There's also Kara and Tishiras. Okay, anyway, so Puna looks like an idiomatic. Then again, they look like, so that. Thank you, sir. So,
I have one question.
Yes, sure.
Previously, there was one word, the Vartikam. Previously, there was only one ta. This time, you have written two ta, Vartikam, like that.
Yeah, Vartikam. You know what that is that, yeah, but what happens is that this is Sutram Nagaraji, which is this one. This is for you for today. Achorahabhyam dve. So what happens is that, let's look at Sutram for a second. It will be towards the end of the Ashtadhyayi. Achorahabhyam dve. Here it is. It is number 8446. The word Vartikam, like Partha. Vartikam. So this is Achorahabhyam dve. Let's look at what it says. So 8446 is Achaha parabhyam. So if an ach is preceding, so in this case we have var, so we have that akara of that preceding. Acha parabhyam repa hakarabhyam. So there should be an ach. Following that should be either a repa or a hakaraha. Parasya yaraha dve vastaha. So basically you have an ach, then you have either a repa or a hakaraha, and then a yar following that. Then that in this case takaraha. And that year is duplicated optionally. So Chaturnam is the example. So Chaturnam. So you have this U is the ach, and the repa and then the nakara. So that nakara becomes duplicated optionally. So vartikam. So we have akaraha, repa and takara. The takara becomes duplicated optionally. So that is the achoraha bhyam dve.
So you can use it either way, right?
Either way. But really vartikam sound actually easy to pronounce. So then parthaha vartikam, So yeah, that's the one. Achoraha bhyam dve. So maybe I'll put in document. Yes. Yeah, anytime you have a question, please ask. You get top priority because you're in the class all the time. So your question will get answered first. Good, thank you. So I'll put a document here. It is achoraha bhyam dve, achoraha bhyam dve, achoraha bhyam dve. Okay, so vartikam 838446, the word vartikam itself. I mean, this is not a vartikam, it's a sutram, but the word vartikam requires the sutram to 8446. Now, one last thing I had in the document here was this word yatha kramashaha. In tadhitaha, sometimes you will not find an exact fit with the sutram. I think this may be a case of that. See, the shas pratyaya is prescribed by Panini by two rules, which is the 8442, 8443. So 8442, 8443, and 5442, 5443. Unfortunately, I think neither of them might fit perfectly for kramashaha. First is bhavval partha chas karaka danyatarasya. So term meaning little or a lot. The pratyaya shas can be used in any karaka. So you can say, bahu dadati, bahusha dadati. So bahubhya dadati, bahushah dadati. So he gives a lot, he gives too many, he gives too many people, he gives a little, so alpashah dadati. So bahu or in anywhere in that gurishah dadati. So he gives a lot, he gives to a lot of people. They can be, different, any karaka can be used. Now, kramashaha, I don't think will fit in that because it's not a sense of bahu or alpa. Krama is like step, order, Then next one says sankhyaika vachana cha vipsaya. Now this would fit because vipsaya means repetition, like dvishaha dadati. So dvau dadati, dvishaha dadati. Means he gives each one two. He gives two. So basically he gave two to everyone he gave two. So you can like sahasrashaha, satashaha. That means 100 and in groups of 100. So 100 by 100 by 100 by 100. So shatashaha comes in Gita. Sahasrashaha, shatashaha. But that would be a nice meaning. Kramashaha means like so step by step by step. Vipsayam, step by step by step. But then it says sankhyaika vachanacha. Should be a sankhya vachaka shabda, which krama is not. Then eka vachana is just talking about really like units of measure. Units which measure a quantity or something like that. Krama doesn't fit that. So I think, here we have to, looks like, unless there's some other sutram or a vartikam which I'm not aware of. So just in the documents, all I put is these numbers. I put 5, 2, 4, 5, 4, 42, 43. But, they say this, that's why they say, this is not a good statement, but taditeshu mudhaha paniniyaha. That the followers of Pani don't understand taditas. Taditeshu mudhaha paniniyaha. What it means is that taditas you will not find sometimes an exact like proper fit with the word. You have to make some extension. I think this may be a case, unless I have not. The problem with tadita, there are 1,000 rules. There are more than 1,000 rules with vartikani in there. And after all of that, taditeshu mudha paniniya. Anyway, I think this may be a case that I think this vipsayam will fit nicely step by step by step. But this sankhyaika vachanacha is not going to help us because we don't have that in this. We have to make some extension. So idam praikam. Sankhyaika vachana, we take it praikam. So he says, dvau modakau dadati. He gives two modakas to each boy, whatever. So dvishaha dadati. So karshapanam dadati. This is like some kind of a measure, I think a coin or something, like a coin. He gives one coin at a time. Mashashaha, this is also like a measure. Padasha dadati. So, but you see, ghatam dadati. You cannot make ghatasha dadati. You cannot say ghatasha. Ghatam dadati. So, but kramashaha, it will not exactly fit. It's not a number. It's not a unit of measure, not a quantity. So we have to look for some way to fit it in there. So I think we have to use 5-4. Looks to me 5-4-43 needs to be used, and then because after that there's no shas. It goes to pratyatasi after that. So anyway, just want to mention that, and if unless you find something better, we will think otherwise. Chintaniyamidam, chintaniyam. Okay, let's look at the next shloka, which is number 48. Ashtachattvarimshaha athva ashtachattvarimshaha. So look at the shloka number 48, and it says Taistrayanam shitairbanir yatha purva vishuddhibhihi ayurdehati gaishpitam rudiram tu patatribhihi. Taistrayanam shitairbanir yatha purva vishuddhibhihi ayurdehati gaishpitam rudiram tu patatribhihi. What about Vain? You can put the cheda for us, Vain, if you're there. Try this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Taihi Trayanam
Lakshasanam
Shitaihi
Banehi
Yatha Purva Vishuddhihi
it's samastam padam. Yatha purva vishuddhibhihi. It's a visheshanam for banehi. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Ayurdehati gai.
No. Ayuhu. It's a sakarantam pratipadikam. The posilium pratipadikam. Ayuhu, ayushi, ayumshi. So ayuhu can be dvitiya ekvachanam, can be prathama ekvachanam. Right now it's Dvitiya Ekvachanam. It's no. It's Prathama Ekvachanam. It's a passive form. Okay, so anyway, Ayuhu Dehati
Dehatigaihi.
No, that is the Upapada Samasaha. So this is a compound. So Dehatigaihi is Samastam Padam. Dehatigaihi
Pitam
Rudhiram
Tu
Patatribhihi. Patatram is like a wing. Pakshibhihi. Patatra. Patantam traiti patatram. One who protects the one who's falling. So it protects the one who's falling. That's a wing. Patatram. Patatam traiti patatram. So which is protects.
Patat to fall. So
patat. You should one more takara should be near. Patatra. So patatra. So you see,
the protection comes from tra.
Yeah, to trayati. Tray becomes. We'll go to derivation in a second. But
okay.
But no, we'll do that. But can you think of a sutram where tray becomes tra?
Yes, all the eyes.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, exactly. You're getting it. When you have it, when if you just put some effort, when you have that, the naisargikam, you have that. Samujipti, Kaushalyam, Vyakaranam Vishaya. Yes. So, Adech Upadesha Shiti. So, any dhatu ending in an H, A, O, I, O, that will immediately take an Akara Deshaha. As long as a Pratyaya, which is a Shit, is not following. So, basically, all these dhatus ending in A, O, I, O, they immediately become Akaranta Dhatavaha. Whenever, so long as a pratyaya with the taluvya shakaras in it is not following. As long as that's not the case, they immediately become akaranta dhatava. Okay, let's see what Apteji say patatra. Patatra can also, I think it's being patatra. Patatram, here it is. Patatrihi patatram. So pat karane atra. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, you have different etymologies given. A wing, a pinion, okay, a feather, also a vehicle. So the way that is derived, since we are dealing with, let's talk about this quickly, is that we had this in the previous class. Patantam trayati patatram. So patat. So patat is the pratipadikam, shatran the pratipadikam, like gachat, pachat, etc. So it protects the one who is falling. So patat plus plus tri plus ka. In fact, I should make it tra plus ka itself, because this immediately becomes tra right here. So you see what's happening is the pratyaya ka is coming over here. And that is definitely does not have any talavishas in it. So this tri becomes tra. So upapada samasa, by upapadam, I think we should have done in Wednesday class in great detail. Tatra upapadam saptam istham. And then the sutram is atonupasarge kaha. Is also a joke on this sutram. Atonupasarge kaha. Pratyaya kaha. Kaha. What is the pratyaya? Pratyaya is kaha. Kaha means what is the pratyaya? Kaha pratyaya? Kaha. Pratyaya is kaha. So normally you have the karmanyan. So this 3, 2, 1, like kumbhakaraha, bhashyakara, sutrakara, karmanyan. But then if you have a adanta dhatu, anupasarge, nopasargaha, then the pratyaya kaha comes as an apavada for karmanyan. So karmanyupapade, karmanyupapade. So here we have this karma which is patat. It's protecting one who's falling. So this karma is an upapadam, and then this akaranta dhatu, because adeya upadesheshiti, we just talked about that. So that is an immediate operation. If as long as we know the pratyaya which is going to be coming, as long as we know there's nothing following with the talavishas in it, immediately dhatu ending in h takes the akara desha, alontyasya becomes tra. So now we do have a dhatu ending in akaraha. We do have a karma is upadam. Pratyaya ka comes in here, and then of course kartali krit, so patantam trayate di patatram. And after that is straightforward, anubandha lopaha by lashak patadite tasya lopaha. And look again, ato lopa iticha. If sakshat kit pratyaya, it's ajadi. So it is sanya of ardhadhatukam by ardhadhatukam sheshaha. So this adantasya angasya lopasyat. Ajadau ardhadhatuke kiniti. Athva, if it has an idagama there also, one of those two. In this case we don't have an idagama, but we have a kit pratyaya which is sanya of ardhadhatukam and which is ajadi. So we'll take akar lopaha, it becomes patat tra plus and then this goes away because the entire samudaya gets the pratipadika sanya vakritta samasascha, and then supodhatu pratipadika yoho become patatra. Should be really patatra, really patatra. Should be really one more takara in there, but sometimes the word is patatra, just like putra. So punna mandaraka trayati putraha. Punna mandaraka trayati putraha. So same thing. So same thing here becomes patatra. So that's what you have, and then patatrani santi yesham te patatrinaha. For those who have wings, they are basically birds who have wings. So patatra plus in, ata inithanau, in the adhikara of in the vast jungle, in the maharanya of the ditaha. So the ditana maharanya. So this I am parichitaha bhagaha. This is our well-known section which we have seen previously, and this ata inithanau. So adhikara starts from here. Tadasya astyasminiti matup, and then but if you have adantam angam, you can use ini and than, like balin. So you can also make it balawan also, you can make it balin, dandin, chakrin, same thing, patatrin. So now this comes when, what's this one? 1418, 64148. Yachibam
and yasya ticha.
Yasya ticha. You should also add this to your this ato lopa iticha. Ato lopa iticha. So that requires a pratyaya which is following a sanya of ardhadhatukam. And they're two different things. This is in the bhasya adhikara. Okay. This one is not. This is adhikara of ardhadhatuke. So ajadi pratyaya kitnit. From adantamangam, that adantamangam takes lopaha. So yachibam yasyati cha, because this angam gets the bhasanya by yachibam, and you have pratyaya which is tadita pratyaya. Tadita starts from 4176. So alontyasya angam takes lopaha. Ivaranantasya varanantasya bhasanyakasya lopavoti tadita ikare cha pare. Patatrin. Okay, now patatribhihi is pakshibhihi, so by the birds. Now This is a passive construct here. So it says that taihi barnaihi, shitaihi barnaihi. Now shita means sharp. Samshitam vrataha comes in Gita. There's a part with that. Shamsitam vrataha and samshitam vrataha. Shita is sharpened, sharp. So those who have sharp vowels. So let's derive that quickly. This dhatu, there are two dhatus here which we can derive that. One is this show, same thing here, show tanu karane. Tanu means to trim, tanu karane. Tanu karana means pratyaya chui has been used here. This is the sutram Chaucha. This is Nagarajji's sutram, right? Chaucha, which I will not forget now. If I forget a sutram in the class, I remember that for a long time. That is 7426. Is Chivaucha, Tanu Karanam. So this dhatu show Tanu Karane. So I'll show how that works. I will show you how it works. So this dhatu show needs to be shown. So Pratyakta by Sutam Nishtha in the Bhutyadhikara Taktavatu Nishtha, and this Kta Pratyaya is passive, but Tayoreva Pratyakta Kadarthaha, it becomes passive by 3470. Normally Kartari Krit Tayoreva Krityakta Kadarthaha. So this can be used only in the passive. Tayoreva Bhavakarmanoho Eva. Both Kta and Ktavatu get the Nishtha Sanya, but out of those two the Pratyakta is to be used only in the passive. So then what we have is that now the same thing, that we have a dhatu ending in a H, in this case Okaraha. The pratyaya which is following it does not have the tala vishwas in it. It immediately becomes akarantaha, becomes sha plus kta. By adech upadesha shiti. Ad echaha upadesha shiti. The dhatu has to be upadesha, by the way. It has to be upadesha, it has to be. Not otherwise. Okay, like if you take the dhatu bhu, this guna adesha becomes bho, then you cannot use adesha upadesha shiti after that. Adesha upadesha shiti. So adesha upadesha shiti. Upadesha should be ejanta upadesha. Now we get lashakvatadhyate tasya lopaha, and this is the anudatta upadesha dhatu, anit dhatu. So ekach upadesha anudattat, and now comes a special sutram with sha choranyatarasyam. In our sutram, like amitabha, amita, so it becomes sthita, mita. So this is the sutram 7440 which we used, 7440, which is dyati syati mastha mittikiti. So the sthita, mita, vyavasita comes in Gita, dhatu sho. So dhatu, also the murdanya shakara dhatu sho antakarmani. Sho is the murdanya shakara, means to make an end. Vyavasita, which to resolve. So that comes in this, but it says that makes the tikiti, tado kiti pratyay pare. So here we have pratyakta, takara the kit pratyaya, then these dhatus take the ikara desha. But this dhatu sha and cha take it optionally. So shachoranyatarasyam. Look at Vrutti quickly. So we get two forms. We get shita and shata. So shata also is sharpened. Shata is sharpened. Shita also is sharpened. So shachoranyatarasyam. Any new Panini Sutram, please try to repeat it many times in your mind. So yatha manasi hridaya stiram bhavishyati stiram syat. So this is 7441. 7441. So sha cha iti etayoho anyatarasyam ikaradesha bhavati tado kiti takarado kiti. So nishitam nishatam. That's one form. Or there's another dhatu in use which is shing nishane. This dhatu itself is ikaranta dhatu. Of course by halantim is itisanya nishane. You can do the same thing, we can apply the pratyakta and make it into shita. So we can use one of these dhatus. So what we have is that the simple sentence now becomes that it's a passive sentence. So trayanam purvoktanam rakshasanam Rudiram pitam barnaihi taihi shitaihi barnaihi. Sorry, no. Ayuhu pitam. So their life was drunk, was sucked out by by these arrows, so by the arrows, by those sharp arrows, taihi shitaihi banaihi trayanam rakshasanam ayuhu pitam, dhatu pita. By the way, I didn't put pita in document. This dhatu is pa pane, and then what happens is this sutram bhumastha gapa jahati sam hali. Bhumastha gapa jahati sam hali. This dhatu pa takes the yikara desha. So by 6-4 becomes pita. So by 6-4-66, I think I didn't know if I put in a document or not, but 6-4-66 is Gusanyakanam, so Gumastha. Esham ataha eat syad halado kiniti ardhadhatuke. So we have the pratyakta, pitam, drunk. Same pratyakta by Sutram Nishtha 3-2-102. It's of course kta gets the sanya of ardhadhatukam by ardhadhatukam sheshaha. Kiniti is kit pratyaya sakshat. So kiniti ardhatuke. Halado, anubandha lope ta. So it is takaradi. Halado kinityardhatuke. Esham ataha eat syat. So these akara of these dhatus takes the ikara desha. So pa becomes p. Eat syat. Ikara desha. So let me see. Do I have in the document? I may not have put that in document. I may not have put that. Pita. No, I didn't put it. Okay, I thought. Okay. Anyway, I'll put it now. So basically, I mean, these are similar steps. Similarly, just put here. Similarly, you get pita. The form pita will be. You have to use 6-4-66, which is Ghumastha Gapa Jahati Samali. This sutram we have seen in daily examples, so we can always go there and look for some. So the simple sentence now becomes is that the life of those three was drunk, was kind of sucked up by those sharp arrows. So there are two adjectives to this, and actually we can this second part is easy. Two, this is a connecting word. On the other hand, two, it will always come one word later than in English. And on the other hand, their blood was drunk. Rudhiram pitam. This pitam goes both ways. This is beautifully placed. This dehali deepanyaya. This pitam goes both ways. So pitam tu patatribhi. Sorry, Rudhiram tu patatribhi pitam. So their life was drunk up by these, was taken up, was sucked up by these arrows. And then their blood was on the other hand, and then their blood was drunk by the birds. The birds drank their blood afterwards. In the beginning, their life was taken by these arrows. These arrows then have two adjectives. Dve visheshane. Dehatigaihi. Let's take this an easy one. Now, it gives deham atitya equals bhitva gachanti iti dehatigaha. So deham atitya. See, as I said to you in the kavyam, like in Puranam, if you don't get all the adjectives, it's okay. I mean, you got the basic gist of the sentence. That those three arrows took their life, and the birds, and the blood was drunk by the birds. It's a simple sentence. So dehatiga is deham atitya equals bhitva gachanti. So now the vigraha vakyam is deham atitya atigachanti. Means they went through their bodies. So they passed through their bodies. They went beyond their bodies. So these arrows were so sharp, they kind of zipped through their bodies. So deham atitya equals bhitva. Dhatu bid is to split. So these arrows split their bodies, and they went beyond their bodies, through their bodies. So atityam is bhitva. She's making a comment on the atitya. So ati is in the samasaha. The comment atitya equals bhitva. Gacchantiti dehatigaha sharaha. Look at derivation quickly. It's upapada samasaha. So this what we have is dhatu. Of course, the dhatu here is. By the way, in trayanam sutram tres trayaha. This all we should look on the website. Okay, we won't do in detail. This three gets the traya adeshaha. Tres trayaha. So this by 7-1-53 tres trayaha 7-1-53 tres trayaha. So ami sarvanam. So when the am pratyaya follows, they get the three gets the traya adeshaha. Anekashi Sarvasya become Trayana. So this you should practice from. This must be in our website. Must be in the website. Let me look at it quickly. So Tres Trayaha. The same sutram Tres Trayaha comes in a different place also. Like about like Trayodasha and all that. That's from a different place. So let's see if we can find any good hits for this. So Tres Trayaha. Sometimes the website doesn't cooperate. Let's see. Should give us something. Yes. Yeah. See, Tres Trayaha. Tres Trayaha. Tri Shabdasya Trayadeshasya Adami. Tres Trayaha. So that's one thing. The rest Dehatigaha. Okay, Dehatigaha is the Deham Atitya Bhitva. So Deham Atigachati Dehatigaha. Any Upapada Samasa we start with Upapadam Ating. Then what is Upapadam? Where do you find them? This Adhikara of Tatra Upapadam Saptamistham. Then 3 to 40 there's a Vartikam. This Dhatu Gam. We won't take the Pratyaya Da. Pratyaya Da, then we can do the T Lopaha and get the form Ga. So the Pratyaya Da. Pratyaya is prescribed with Sutram 3 to 48. 3 to 48. Unfortunately here, the 3 to 48 itself does not fit exactly our purpose. So because it only says Anta Tyanta Dhva Dura Para Sarvananteshu Daha. So this is Saptamyantam Satyam Bhavachanam. Tatra Upapadam Saptamistham. The Upapadam has to be one of these guys. Anta, Atyanta, Advan, Dura, Para, Sarva, Ananta, like Sarvagaha, Paragaha, Duragaha, Advagaha, and so on. Antagaha. We don't have that. We have Dehatigaha. So we don't have that. But then what they say is that Da Prakarane Anyeshopi means Upapadeshu Drishyate iti. So sometimes you have to basically extend this list. Anyeshopi Drishyate. So not only these is Upapadas, but this Pratyaya Da can be used Dhatu Gam, even when we have other Upapadas also. So here you have used this Vartikam, Da Prakarane Anyeshvi Drishyate iti. Drishyate. So we got this Pratyaya Da. Once we have that, we are all set because Deha Ati Gam Da. Now by Chutu, Tasya Lopaha become Deha Ati Gam A. And then we get the T Lopaha by Sutram Tehe. So now strictly speaking, the Angam should have Bhasanya for Tehe to apply. The Vyakhyanam says that Ditva Samarthya Dvasyapi Te Lopaha. The fact that Panini made the Pratyaya Da. So the Dit, so Dit Karanasya Prayojanam Kim. What's the use of making it dit is T Lopaha eva. Anyat Prayojanam na Sambhavati. There can be no other purpose of making the Daka as an it except the T Lopaha. So then the Gam, the Ambhagaha, Achontyadi T takes Lopaha, we get Atiga. Then of course the entire Samudaya gets the Padivati Sanya, Kritya Samasascha, then Supluk, Supudhati Padivati Yoho, and then Akasama Dirgha at the end, Atigaha. So Deham Atigachanti Deha. So those arrows went beyond the body. They zipped through the body. Now comes a difficult word in this thing, which is the second Visheshanam, which is Yatha Purva Vishuddhivihi. So says Yatha Sthita Purva Vishuddhir Yesham Te. It's a Bahubari compound. Vishuddhi is a feminine noun. You have a noun at the end. But the entire compound is Anyapada Pradhanaha. It is now qualifying the arrows. So that is the simple test of Bahuvrihi. The Uttarapadam is a Nama Shabda. It is not a Visheshanam. But the entire compound is a Visheshanam. When you have this combination, simple thing. When the Uttarapadam is not an adjective, but the entire compound is an adjective. Then think of Bahuvrihi. If you have the Vigraha Vakyam, of course, it becomes straightforward because it says Yesham Te. You have a Yat Padam in the Vigraha Vakyam. So Yatha is equal Yatha Sthita. Yathavat Sthita. So Yatha Sthita means Yatha Sthita means untouched, undamaged. Yatha Sthita means Shesh means they were sitting as it was placed as it was, just as it was, basically undamaged. uh, uh, then Pura Vishuddhi. So Pura Vishuddhi, there is no commentary on that. It is same straightforward. Karmadhara Samasaha. Purva Vishuddhi, Pura Vishuddhi. Of course, Pumvad Bhavaha. I think Vasu is gone to India, but we should remember him. The Pumvad Bhavaha. By in the Karmadhara compound, the Pumvad Bhava comes 6442, 6342, which is the Pumvad Karmadhara Jatiya Deshiyeshu. So first form of Karmadhara Samasa, which is Pura Vishuddhi. Their prior cleanliness, their prior pristine state, Pura Vishuddhi, their prior state, Yathasthita, was just as it was. It did not. So they zipped through the body so fast that they didn't even get tainted. They didn't even get smeared with blood. So Yatha Pura Vishuddhi is Yathasthita Pura Vishuddhir Yeshamte. So it's finally Bahuri compound. So they were their arrows such that their prior pristine state, their prior purity, was untouched. Yathasthita. He explains that in his commentary here. Ati vegatvena deha bhedat prag iva rudhiralepa rahitairityarthaha. So ati vegatvena, because they were so fast, ati vegatvam, because the problem of being extra super speed. Rudhiralepa rahitaihi. So they were devoid of rudhiralepaha, which is a smearing of blood. One thing you should know, that within the commentary, you should be able to analyze all the words with not much difficulty. Because the commentator is making it easy for you to analyze the verse. Okay? So whatever the commentator says, first of all, that will be according to Vyakaranam 100%. Whatever the commentator says, it will not be like any Arsha Prayoga or any, Normally, he will stick to the Vyakaranam very strictly. And second thing, it should be Saralarthaha. It will be straightforward. So whatever the commentator says, in fact, you can enjoy the commentaries more than the Mula Patha really. If you read Bhagavata Puranam, you can enjoy Sridhara's commentary more than the Bhagavata Puranam. Because the commentary is so beautiful that, and he makes it so nice and easy and straightforward for you. Even in the Gita commentary of Sridhara Swami, if you just read the commentary, it is very fantastic commentary. Doesn't waste a single word. So this has to be understood by us kind of easily. So rudhirasya lepa, rudhira lepaha, smearing of blood. Then tena rahitaha. So it was devoid of, it was free of the blood stains, Rudhira lepa rahitaihi. Then deha bhedat pragiva. Just like before they split the body. So they were ativegatvena, on account of their super speed, they were free of blood stains, just like they were before splitting the body. Before they zipped through the body, in the same way they were stain free. Then they say shitaihi tikshnahi, we already did that. Tikshna is sharp. Taihi banaihi. Look at how nicely he puts the two adjectives prior to the namashabdaha. So in fact 3 of them, I'm sorry. In fact 4 of them. Okay, let's observe this for a second. This is a nice padanvaya for us. So banaihi is a namashabda. It's the kartaraha, because they are the doers. But it's a passive sentence. Still, he maintains the subject and the object and the verb. In this case, a participle. So his simple sentence is banaihi ayuhu pitam. Banaihi ayuhu pitam. Let's build around that then. The first thing which comes before banaihi is a sarvanama shabda. Taihi banaihi, not the adjectives. So adjective, then pronouns, then the noun. This is the krama. So adjective, pronoun, and the noun. So we have banaihi. Then prior to that, taihi banaihi. Then prior to that, shitaihi banaihi, first adjective. Then yatha pura vishuddhibihi shitaihi banaihi. Then dehatigaihi, first adjective, because the upamada samas is an adjective. Second is a bahuri adjective. Yatha pura vishuddhibihi. Then shitaihi, simple participle adjective. Taihi banaihi. So that's the subject now. That's the subject. Now we want the word ayuhu, the object. But the ayu has a shashti sambandha with it. Is trayanam. Khara dinam. Because we had mentioned khara Dushana and the Trishiraha. So he clarifies Trayanam with a commentary on that. So see, he puts the object Ayuhu, puts the Shashti Sambandha before that, but he wants to make a comment on Shashti Sambandha. Trayanam Karadinam Ayuhu Pitam. And then Shesham Spashtam, Rudiram tu, and on the other hand, the blood, Patatribhi Pakshibhi Pitam. Okay, that's the commentary. Let's see. Okay, Van, you ready for this one? Give you this one a chance for this one.
Yes.
Taihi,
Trayanam Ayuhu is singular, right?
Yeah, so
Trayanam Ayuhu is, I guess it's okay.
This Ayu is okay. I think this is taking Jato Ekavachanam, which like, like the life of those three was taken. Yeah, it really means lives of those three were taken. So,
right.
So like say Pranaha Pitaha, it means Pranaha Pitaha. Even the same thing here, Rudiram. Rudiram at least is blood of those three.
Yeah, that can in English, their life seems like incorrect, but
their life was taken. Yeah, their lives were taken. In English, their lives were taken.
Right.
True. They had to make their adjustment here.
I guess he wanted to keep Pitam because that.
Yeah, Rudiram goes with the next time.
Ayu Pitam.
No. By the way, you don't have to do that. By the way, you can say Ayum Shi Pitani Rudiram tu Patatribi. That's allowed. You have to adjust the vibhakti, the vachanam. You can adjust that.
So you can have Pitani.
You can say Ayum Shi Pitani.
But Rudiram cannot be Pitani.
Rudiram tu Patatribi. You just leave it like that. You have to transform the Pita into Pitam.
Oh, okay. We don't have to have it.
That's allowed. That's allowed.
Oh, okay.
You can do that. So that is not like I mean, it's nice to keep it if you can, but that's not an overriding constraint. That can be relaxed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. This is the wrong page. I'm sorry.
One up.
No, I have to go back one page. Okay. D is understood. Sharp pointed.
Sharp Shataihi.
Shitaihi.
Shitaihi.
Shitaihi. Shatai is by hundreds.
Yeah.
So could have been Shataihi. That's possible.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
In fact, I think that comes. Does it come in the Lalita Stotram Shatodari? I think it does come. Shatodari comes. Shatodari, Shantimati. Yes. No, stomach is trimmed.
Oh, so that.
The Tanu Karnam is really to trim. So
that's how come they become sharp. Right?
Sharpened, trimmed.
Yeah, right.
So Shatodari Shantimati. Yes, comes in Lalita Sahasranama Stotram. Shatodari. Yes.
Shatodari Shantimati.
So there is Shatodari. So Shatam Udaram Yasyaha Sa Shatodari. In fact, I opened a can of worms now. So this was yesterday's class, Shatodari. Now it become Shatodara, become Shatodari. So now let me finish. Let me close this can of worm. What happens here is that yesterday's class we had an initial discussion at the end of a Bahuvri compound, which has a Shaira Vajavaha, the Swangam at the end. In the feminine, they come these rules, okay? And then normally you can get the Pratyay niche optionally. So Swanga, Chopasarjana, the Sanyoga Padat, as long as there is no Sanyoga and the penultimate. But if you have the Uttara Padam has more than 2 vowels, in this case Udara, you cannot use the niche. Then we are stuck. How it becomes Shatodari then? But look at this one, Nasika Udara. Thank God for that. Nasika Udara. So if it puts back the word Udara back into this 455, that can take the niche optionally again.
Oh, okay.
So you just tried last night we had this one. So thank God we found Udara in this. No, not to worry, not because, anyway. So Udara is there. So let me put this. So yeah, so let me just put it document. Give me 1 second. So we had the word, I did the word Shita or Shata. This is Anyatarasyam, okay? So it can become optionally Shata. Optionally it can be. So Shata he would have been fine. Optionally Shata. And the example is from the Lalita Sahasranama Stotram, Shatodari. And that is from the Lalita Sahasranama. And this requires the 4155 to get the niche. And that is this is from the Lalita Sahasranama Stotram. Lalita Sahasra. Yeah, but I knew I had heard it somewhere. Sahasranam Stotram. Okay, so Shatodari. Shatamudram Yasyaha Sa. Okay, let's go back to okay, next thing is that, so sharp pointed arrows from
Banehi.
Banehi that pierce through the bodies.
Pierce Atigaihi.
Dehatigaihi. I think he's made it into an active voice, okay? So, because in the English, the passive is not a good thing, so he's made a passive. I think it looks like he's made an active voice, He's made an active voice, so because he changed the voice. Of those three,
Trayanam.
Strange, he put off those three for, anyway, okay, let's see what he does. Remaining as clean as before, from
Purva Vishuddhi.
Yathapura. Yathapura Vishuddhi.
As before, Yathapura.
Yathapura Vishuddhi. Drank off.
Cough, Pitam.
So he made an active voice, basically. So there is of those three. Their life from
life Ayuhu.
But
Two.
It was the birds from
Patatribihi.
Which drank of the same thing, the
Rudiram Pitam.
Rudram Pitam. Okay, thank you. So I hope by this time you're getting some confidence that you're not so afraid of these shlokas anymore. Actually, looking at the commentary, we should try to make a good sense out of it. Okay. The Ekona Panchashaha. 49 shloka. Tasmin Rama Shrot Kritte Bale Mahati Rakshasam Utthitam. We just saw the word Utthita in Gita, right? Ribhas Divisura Sasya Bhave Jagumut Utthita. Anyway, Utthitam, this is a adjective participle form, Utthitam. Dadrishyanyaccha Kavandhebhyo na kinchana. Straightforward shloka, really. Okay. Tasmin Rama Sharot Kritte Bale Mahati Rakshasam Utthitam Dadrishyanyaccha Kavandhebhyo na kinchana. Tasmin Rama Sharot Kritte Bale Mahati Rakshasam Utthitam Dadrishyanyaccha Kavandhebhyo na kinchana. Okay, when you put the chila, it's just be straightforward, not much there. Go for it.
Okay. Tasmin Rama Sharat Sharat
Shara and Utkrit.
Shara Utkritte.
Utkrit is a compound. So Ramasya Sharaihi Utkritte. It's straightforward Tatpurusha compound which was cut up. Because kind of which was sliced up. Krit is to cut, Same in English, right? Kartanam, cutting. So Ramashrot Kritte, Utkrit means to kind of cut up. So Ramashrot Kritte is a samastam padam.
Bale Mahati Rakshasam Uttitam Tadrishe Anyat Cha Kabandebhyaha Na Kinchana.
Technically, chana is a prutak abhyam and kim. So kim and chana. It's an idiomatic combination, but they are different padas. Kim and chana.
Kinchana, Kinchit.
So na kinchana means nothing at all. The simple sentence is that, okay, let's try what is tasmin is saptami ekavachanam of tat pradipradikam Rama Shrot Kritte is an adjective to Bale. So in that, Bala is army, comes in Gita, Balam Bhima Virakshitam, Paryaptam Vidamete Sham Balam Bhima Virakshitam. Chapter 1 of Gita. So Balam can mean strength or might, can also mean an army. When it comes in Gita. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma virakshitam, paryaptam vidamete sham balam bhima virakshitam. Means sainyam. Balam means sainyam. So balam means an army. Same things. Gita, if you know Gita very well, puts you in a strong position to analyze these verses. So tasmin mahati bale, in that great army of Rakshasam bale, in the great army of Rakshasas. This is one more adjective here. Rama Shrot Kritya, we just talked about that, which was cut up by the sliced up by Rama's arrows. Ramasya Sharaihi Utkritte Bale. Na kinchana dadrishe. Na kinchana anyat dadrishe. Nothing else was seen. Kabandebhyo, other than these headless bodies. So nothing was seen in there. So once Rama's arrows were done with them, there was nothing seen. This dadrisha is a passive form. So, na kinchana anyad dadrishe, nothing else at all was seen over there. Standing, utthitam means rising up. Utthitam means utstha. Utstha is to stay, to sit, but uttha is to utthanam, is to rise up. So nothing was seen risen up except these headless bodies. So that is the meaning. So in that army, that mighty army of the Rakshasas, which had been cut up by Rama's arrows, nothing else at all was seen rising up other than these headless bodies. It's a very sad state. But so let's look at the commentary here. This is nothing, it is very simple shloka. We'll look at the, okay, let's see the commentary. Tasmin Rama Sharaihi Utkritte Chinne. Again, the same thing which I tell you many times. There probably was no need for a commentary here. There probably was no need for a Vigraha Vakyam of the Samasa. Because Tatpurusha Samasa, Sarala Samasa, straightforward Samasa. Because Ramasya Sharaihi, so Shashti Samasa, and Sharaihi Utkritte Tritiya Samasa. Very straightforward. But he wanted to put a commentary on Utkritte. Tasmat Karanat Vigraha Vakyam Diyate. It's because he's putting Vigraha Vakyam in order to do Spashtikaranam of Utkritte. So he cannot do that unless he gets the Vigraha Vakyam, then he can then drill down to the Utkritte and put the commentary on that. So Rama Sharaihi Utkritte equals Chinne, Dhatu Chid. Because Krit is to kind of cut. Chinne means to kind of pierce. Same thing, torn asunder, Chinne. Mahati Rakshasam Bale. So look at again, appreciate the Padachadaha. He puts the Rakshasam Bale, the Shashti Sambandhaha. Then Rama Sharahi Utkritte Mahati Rakshasam Bale. One thing here I notice is that Tasmin is a Sarvanama Shabdaha. So previously I said we had a situation which I thought was normal. We had the adjective, then we had the pronoun and the noun. In this case he's put the pronoun on top. Maybe because that's the way the shloka it is, I'm thinking. So maybe you can do both ways. Because he put the pronoun in the beginning now. Because maybe the shloka has that in that way. Then he put the adjectives here. Rama Sharaihi Utkritte equals Chinne Mahati Padibitikam Mahati. This is all Saptami Ekavachanam. Rakshasam Bale Shashti Sambandha Rakshasam Bale Utthitam Utthana Kriya Vishishtam. So Utthitam means risen. Utthana Kriya Vishishtam, which is characterized by the action of standing up. So Utthitam, risen means which could stand up basically. Utthana Kriya, the action of standing up. Yes, sir.
Should it be the order Rakshasam Mahati Bale?
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm thinking about. The Shashti Sambandha.
Because Mahati should be preceding Bale.
But so should the Shashti Sambandha, right?
Also, but this is not the great Rakshasas. It is the Rakshasas' great army.
Right? No. But that'll be Mahatam then. That is obvious. Mahatam. So Mahati can only go with Bale. It cannot go with Rakshasa.
Although the order is not there. Okay.
So you have a choice. You can make it Rakshasam Mahati Bale, Atva Mahati Rakshasam Bale. They both have a claim to going before Bale, right? The Shashtiyantam Padam as well as the Visheshanam. So now
And,
it looks like, in fact, this is the same question I had over here. Let's put Tasvin way back here. So
Tasvin to me is the battlefield, like there.
No, Tasvin Bale.
No.
No, not Ranangane. No. Tasvin Bale. No, otherwise you would have clarified that. So not there. So Tasmin, no, in that army. So normally I was thinking that the pronoun go directly before the noun. Nothing can really intervene before that. But Shashti might maybe intervene in this. Looks like there's some flexibility here. I mean, clearly they all have to go before the noun. That's obvious. But he took out these adjectives. And then he also took out the pronoun on top of it. So put the pronoun on top, adjectives coming, then Shashti, then the noun. Okay, we'll keep an eye on this. Let's see how he does it. Mostly I think he does it with keeping the pronoun close to the noun. Other adjectives behind it. Now Shashti could go either way, I guess. It could come way on top. It could go close to the noun. So anyway, here he has done his pronoun first, then the adjectives, then the Shashti, and then the noun. So, okay, so Bale is Uttitam means risen. Means Uttana Kriya Vishishtam. Vishishtam which is specialized by, characterized by, signified by the action of rising. Which means there was nothing there which was basically capable of rising. Which was rising. So which was rising. Then Praninam Kabandhebhyaha. Shirohina Sharirebhyaha. Shirohina. So Shirasa Hinam Shariram. So this is a headless body. Shirohina Sharirebhyaha. So Kabandha. So Kabandha is the name of Rakshasa, right? So Kabandha, he didn't have a head. He didn't have a head above his neck. So he was called Kabandha. I think he has a head inside his stomach or something. Yes, Ramaji.
Satish,
Yes.
Kabandha, one meaning may be Shirohina Sharira. But once Rama meets another Rakshasa called Kabandha.
Kabandha, I know, yes. Kabandha, yes.
He stays in one place without legs. So that meaning may be different.
No, but he also had no head above his neck.
No, he has a head, he didn't have a leg. He was staying in one place with the large bahus. Lakshmana cut off his bahus.
I thought he had his head in his stomach.
Yeah, something like that. But
still the Kabandha means that above the neck, correct, I understand that, but above the neck the head should not be. That's Kabandha. So let's see what Aptiji says. Kabandha. Okay. So he says a headless trunk, especially when it retains life. Okay. The belly, large belly vessel, water. Name of a mighty demon. While Rama and Lakshmana lived, Kabandha attacked them. That at first a heavenly being, he was caused to assume the form. I think even this Kabandha, the Rakshasa Vishesha, even he didn't have a head above his neck. I think that's how his name became Kabandha. He was also, and of course, as you said, he could move also, so he was staying in one place, and he has long hands.
So he had a head. So
but not above his, I think head was in the stomach, I think, if I remember correctly from Ramayana.
Yeah.
So his name Kabandha comes from that he was a headless trunk. So he also was, but one more thing, he actually had a head, I think, but it was not in over his neck. I think that is Kabandha.
Okay.
So here comes the clarification, which is here, Shiro Hina Shairebhya, and it quote Amar Kosha, Kabandha Astri, which can be either masculine or neuter, so Kabandham Kabandha, Kriya Yuktam, so it is active, that body is active, Kriya Yuktam, Apamurdhaka Kevalam, Kalevaram, Apamurdha Kalevaram. So apagataha, so murdha, so apagato murdha yasya. So that is it is a body without a head, but it is a kriya yuktam kalevaram. So it is a body which has no head, but it is active. So that's what Amar Kosha says. So other than these headless, still active bodies, nothing else. Anyat cha Anyat kinchana na dadrishe. There was nothing else was seen. Now he explains the panchami in the inside that. Kabandebhya ityatra anyarat iti panchami. So this sutra we look at in a second. This sutra specifies these certain terms. Anya is one of them, with which connection with panchami has to be used. So etasmad anyat, other than this, so like that it is. So it says kabandebhyo anyat. So other than that. So panchami in kabandebhya is justified by 2.3.29. As said too many times in the class is that many times that any vibhakti vidhanam has to be done in the third pada of the second chapter of Ashtadhyayi. Looking at this number itself, you should be able to tell that this is some sutram which is telling you in fact it's spashtam over here, iti panchami clearly says, even if it didn't say, you can see that this is some sutram which is justifying bhakti. Then he gives a small commentary, nishesham hatam ityartha. So it's completely destroyed. By saying that nothing else was rising up there besides these headless active trunks, means that basically it was totally destroyed. Nishesham yatha sat tatha hatam. It was completely hatam. So nirgatam sheshat, nishesham, which it is gone beyond the remainder. There's no remainder. So it is gone. So hatam ityartha. Okay, let's look at a couple of grammar points. Let's look at Sutram 2.3.29. Before we go to translation, look at this. Let's go look at any sutram. Mulinatha gives any sutram. Make sure we understand what he's giving. So what is he telling us? That kabandebhya, the panchami, iti panchami, the panchami vibhakti in kabandebhya is by this sutram, anyarat, etc. It's a very simple sutram. It is basically gives a list of terms in connection with the panchami has to be used. So 2.3.29 is says the anya arat itara. So tasmad itara means other than that. Rite. So ishwarad rite, other than ishwaraha. Dik shabda anchutrapada achahi iti eter yoge panchi vibhakti bhavati. So anya is mentioned there. So anyati arthagrahanam means any synonym of anya also, not only the exact word anya. When you say arthagrahanam, arthagrahanam means as opposed to swarupagrahanam. Swarupagrahanam means just that exact word. Arthagrahanam means any word in that meaning. These are technical terms which we should understand. So arthagrahanam means just any word in the meaning of anya. But swarupagrahanam means of that exact form. So these terms, which is anya, arad, itara, rite, dik shabda, the word in direction, anchu uttarapada, which is the word anchu is uttarapadam, and ach is also two pratyas, ach and ahi. So iti eter yoge, in connection with these panchami has to be used. So it says anyo devadattat, other than devadatta, devadattat anya or bhinnaha devadattat. So it says that's what he says. So that's the sutram which says anya, in connection with anya, we use panchami. So that sutram he has given. Because as I said, whenever Panini mentions a specific word in a sutram, always pay attention to that. Why is he doing that? Normally he will avoid that. He will try to give a sutram which will encompass number of things in one shot, not have to give prutak. But the fact that Panini is doing that, there is something special about the situation which he cannot cover by general rules. So always pay attention to that. That is the reason why Mulinatha gives this sutram here. That the word anya mentioned by Panini specifically in that sutram. So pay attention to that. Why is he saying that? Okay, now in the word anyat itself, I didn't put in the document here, but this we should know, but just to refresh your memory, is that the anyat, why not anyam? Because the pratipadikam is anya. So why not like sarvam, sarve, sarvani, correct? Then why not anyam, anye, anyani? Why anyat? What happened over here? You should always ask that question. Pratipadikam is anya. Why not anyam? Why anyat? So there is a special rule over here. 7.1. There are these 5 set of 5 words Lastly, the adad. Adad jataradibhya panchabhya. This su and get the adad adesha. Adad. Adad means halantyam dhakar as an it, and then the angam gets the t lopa, akar lopa becomes anyat. Anyway, so this 7125 is used. To practice this, please go to the website and you can search for some examples. Adad jataradibhya pancha datara. So this in the sarvadi sarvanamani list of pronouns, these word datara is an actually pratyaya, but these jataradibhya panchabhya, these 5 terms datara etc. So following that is the su and So ebhya klibebhya in the neuter, klibebhya swamoho. So anutri of some samona adad adesha syat. So these 5, which is datara datama, then we get itara anyatara. So this is the datara datama anyatara itara. So datara datama anyatara itara. So anyat. So just put this number in the document. So and then we get the T lopaha, and then that's it. So becomes anyat. So that's a dakar and it. So the dit pratyaya is there. So we get T lopaha. So let me put this in the document. So 7125 anyat. I don't think I had it there. Anyat. Okay, anyat. Anyat. So 7125. Other jataradibhya panchabhya. Okay. Now I think this thing is wrong, but I think you should check that. This is not Sati Saptami. I'm sorry. No, we don't need this. I'm sorry. This is incorrect. That's wrong. Because this is not Sati Saptami. It's a straightforward Adhikarane Saptami. So in that army, which had basically torn asunder by Rama's arrows, nothing else other than these headless active trunks was seen risen. So let's look at some more Vyakaranam here. So first thing is the Ramasya Sharaha, Rama Sharaha, straightforward Shashti Samasaha. Rama Sharairutkruttam, Rama Sharutkruttam, Titya Samasaha, Katkarne Krita Bahulam. And then Kriti Chedane is to Kartanam, is to cut, Chedane. So just look at the meaning, by the way. Kriti Chedane, look at the commentary Munyatra gives. He gives the word Chinnam. So he's taken the Artha from the Dhatu Patha. They always play it safe. So as possible, they only stick to, what the Adhikrita Shastram has to say. So Chinne. So Kriti Chedane is basically to cut. So you take the Krit plus Kta, same thing, it's a past passive participle, so to speak. So some Nishtha in the Bhute Adhikaraha, Taktavatu Nishtha. And then I can also put the 3-4-70, Tayoreva Krityak Takkadartaha, that which had, this is not the one which is cutting, or which is piercing, it's the one which had been pierced or cut. So then as usual, Anubandha Lopaha. And then this dhatu is Ikara as an it. The Sutam called 7-2-14, Shvidito Nishtayam, Shvidito Nishtayam. This dhatu is Shvi and Idit dhatu. Idit. The dhatu which is Idit has the Ikara as an it. The Nishtha Pratyaya does not take the Idagamaha. So Shvidito Nishtayam. So as I said to you, there are 21 specific rules which Panini has put for the in Nishedha Nishtayam. The Nishtha Pratyaya follows. There are 21 rules which talk about that when the the Idagama does not come. Nishtha Pratyaya. And the very first one is Shvidito Nishtayam. Shvidito Nishtayam is Kriti. Of course, Upadesha Jananasikayit is an Yidit. And therefore this Idagamaha is stopped by Shvidito Nishtayam. So Shvayatehe dhatu Shvi Shvayatehe. Iditascha Nishtayam Idagamo Nabhavati. So Okay, so that's what the idagam in Nishedhavada Sutram. And then this, because this pratyaya is a kit, there's no guna by pugantala gupasya kiniticha stops that. Krutta. Krutta means chinna basically. Correct? Udkrutta is a kati samasaha by kugati praso upasarga pradeyaha upasarga kriyayoge gatischa kugati pradeyaha. Then udkrutta by kharicha. Ud plus krutta udkrutta. Now utthita dhatu shtha. Shtha, which is by Katinivrittau, means to not move, to stay in one place. We just looked at this sutram when we formed the word shita. We looked at sha choranyatarasyam. We looked at that briefly. The prior sutram, which is anuvritti, was coming tikiti, that is the dyati syati masthamit tikiti. So this is dhatu stha. This is the shtha Katinivrittau. We take the ikaradesha tado kiti pratyaya parataha. So by 7440, the stha became sthita. Then udda plus sthita, this is also the gati samasaha. But now what happens is that first kharicha, the dakara gets the kar, which is charra adesha ut. Then by 8461, the sakara gets the purva savarna adesha. Purva savarna adesha by 8461. So it's a special sutram 8461, which says udasthastambho purvasya. So when ud is preceding udaha, so udaha parasparayoho sthastambho, that was stha and stambha. So purvasya, they get the purva savarna adesha. So by adesh parasya, the sakara of stha and stambha, they will get the purva savarna adesha. Remember, the sakara is a kar, it's a hard consonant, it's a mahaprana. So when we want to choose a letter from the tavargaha, because the ud, the dakara is in the tavarga, so pura savarnaha, ta, tha, da, dha, na, you take the thakara desha, because we want a mahapranaha, an aspirate hard consonant, so tha will be the adesha. Udasthastambho. This is a special sutram, like utthanam, uttita, uttitam. This is udasthastambho. Again, the same thing. When Panini mentions a specific term in a sutram, pay attention to that. So it says savarna iti vartate, udaha uttarayoho, sthastambha ityetayoho, puru savarna adesha bhavati. So we get this form utthita, double thakara, utthita, utthita. Utthita. Now what happens is that this thakara takes madhyavati thakara, takes the pakshika lopaha optionally by jaro jari savarne. Jaro jari savarne. So halaha. If you have a hal letter followed by a jar, followed by savarna jar. So you have a hal, jar, savarna jar. Jaro jari savarne. In that case, that first jar takes a lopa optionally. Now remember that every letter is savarna with itself. Okay, this is kind of obvious, but every letter is savarna with itself. So obviously the tha is savarna with tha itself. So we have hal takaraha followed by a thakara jar followed by again thakara, which of course savarna with itself, which is savarna jar. So this 130 lopa optionally becomes utthita. You could have two forms, utthita or utthita. Utthita. So this means, and in this case, by the way, this is now going to be an active form, utthitam, because this is akarmaka dhatu. Akarmaka dhatu, so we have to use 3/4. Normally we say tayorev krityak kadartha, passive, like kritta was passive, that which got cut up. But this is akarmaka dhatu. So it says gatyartha karmaka, so by 3/4 72, this becomes active. Of course, it's the one who's standing, not like standing up. So standing up. So utthita is standing up, risen up. Now, dadrisha is a passive form. That's one difficult thing. I'm a little bit surprised that in the commentary he didn't say anything on dadrisha. He may have said karmani lit. But this is obvious. What happens is that this dhatu drish is prasnapadi dhatu. So it says, so dadrishaho, so dadrisha. So, but now when you make it passive, it becomes atmanepadam because of bhavakarmanoho atmanepadam. Bhavakarmanoho atmanepadam. So that is why there's no confusion here. This has to be passive. So because you will not get the atmanepadam, unless you because let's look at dhatu drish, because dhatu drish in dhatu patha, this is number 1143. I think this is the udat it. So let me just double check that. 1143 in dhatu patha 1143 in the vadiganaha. So dadarsha, it will become dadarsha otherwise, dadarsha. So let's look at one of dadarsha. Dadrishuhu, dadarsha. So 1143 in dhatu patha in the vadiganaha. Yeah, drishir prekshane, the ikara is udatta. So it should become dadarsha. So now the fact has become passive, it has to be by bhavakarmanoho. That should be some red flag. How atmanipadam came over here? Because of bhavakarmanoho, it became passive. So now the ir gets the is sanya as vartikam, ira is sanya vacha. So same thing, steps are the same, parokshe lit, and then tipta ji, the pratyaya ta come because of the bhavakarmanoho. And then the special sutram, litas tajevo reshi rech, we've seen many times. Then the lit lakaraha, the ta and the ja get the adesh of esh and irech. Because esh means halantyam, shakaras it sanya, anekachis sarvasya. So the entire ta gets replaced, not only the ending akaraha, anekachis sarvasya. So we get a. Then the abhyasa kalam nitidha toranabhyasasya haladish. Then we get the form urat rukara uran paraha. So becomes darsh. In the abhyasa, the ru takes the akara desha urat. So ruvaranasya sthane, we get the akara desha uran paraha become darsha, then haladishesha dadrishe. Now what happens is that again asanyuga lit kita, apit lit kit syat, so becomes kit. So kiniticha stops the gunadesha for the rukaraha, which would have been done by puganta laghupatasya cha, that is stopped by kiniticha. Because by asanyuga lit kit, this eka, this a pratyaha, which is apit lit, becomes kit. It is kit pratyaya. So this sutram urat in abhyasaha, abhyasa ruvarnasya atsyat pratyaya. So ruvarnantasya abhyasasya akaradesha bhavati. So raparaha, uranaparaha. Okay. Okay, now let us, is that it? Okay, anyat. Okay, ready, Van? You ready for us? Okay.
Yes,
Let's see. You ready, sir? If you are there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In that vast.
Tasmin. In that tasmin.
Tasmin, yeah, correct, sorry. Tasmin, correct. Tasmin, in that tasmin.
Vast Mahati.
Mahati army.
Bale.
Of Rakshasas. Rakshasam. Which was cut to pieces.
Cut to pieces. Utkrite.
Utkrite, which is part of Samasa, by the arrows of Rama.
Arrows of Rama. Ramashrahi.
Ramasya Sharahi Utkrite. Ramashrotkritte. Nothing.
So, nothing
is.
Nakinchana.
Very good. Nakinchana.
Nakinchana.
This, of course, Kim is
Ditya. Was seen.
Yeah. See, by the way, Kim and Anyat are both Pratama Ekoshanam because it's passive form. Yeah, was seen.
Tadrishe.
Tadrishe. To rise up.
Sab Uttitham.
Really means risen, okay? But see, he says the Utthana Kriya Vishishtam. So to rise up. Except.
I guess it's part of the Kandebhya.
No, I think Anyat.
Oh, yeah. Anyat.
Other than Anyat, except other than
Yeah, right.
Anyat, yeah.
Anyat.
The headless trunks.
Less trunks kabandebhya.
Kabandebhya. So basically, other than, same thing. Basically, nothing was seen standing except the bodies of warriors with the heads cut off. Okay, time is up. Some quick homework for 1 minute. Sabana varshinam ramam yodhayitva suradvisham taprabodhaya sushvapa grudrachaye varuthini. Sabana varshinam ramam yodhayitva suradvisham aprabodhaya sushvapa grudrachaye varuthini. You always say something in a kavyam. Nothing is straightforward. Everything is, So rather than saying the entire army was cut, he said nothing was seen standing except these headless trunks. Same thing here. Rather than saying the army was destroyed, says this Suradvisham, and this of the haters of the gods, the Rakshasanam. Maruthini is this Sainyam. So it went to sleep. This army of Rakshasas went to sleep forever. Aprabodhaya. For never waking up. So this army of Rakshasas, it went to sleep for never waking up, means forever. Grudrachaye, in the shadow of the vultures. In the shadow of the vultures, that army of Rakshasas went to sleep forever. So, but there's one clause, yodhayitva. This is the causative, which is from Saturday class, pratyaya nitya. So having made Rama a fight, having made him, having invited him to war, Bana Varshinam Ramam. So having made Rama, who is the shower of the arrows, Bana Varshinam, having made him fight, having invited Rama to fight, this army of Rakshasas went to sleep before not waking up in the shadow of the vultures. Okay, we'll do it next time in the class. So, thank you, Ven. Kalpesh, are you there, Kalpesh? Kalpesh must be there, I think.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, namaskar, Kalpesh. Okay, so let's turn the class. Ramo Rajamam Ramesham Bhaje. Ramena Vihata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. Rama Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham. Rame Chittale Sada Bhotame Bhorama Mamudhara. Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattalyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana